Oh yeah. Hey, if you're making everybody happy, you're doing something wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they took the time, right? Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna get get 'em. Yeah. Yep. No, it's good. Yeah. Hey, that's affiliate marketing.
That's a yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah. Hey, if it makes you feel better, they complain about Joe Rogan's show too, about his promos at the beginning. Yeah, you should at the beginning of his show, he does a lot of ad well, I don't wanna say ad, but marketing in his show, like the first 15, 20 minutes almost. And I know that's what a lot of people complain about too with his show, but hey, you see how popular that is, so yeah.
Let me bring the water.
Uh-huh. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. With Elon Musk, yeah. Yeah. Ye
Yeah.
Right. Have it on what? No, we just have the Google Meetup. Okay. Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
multitask there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, podcast is where it's at. Oh, well, I'm already been there. She's definitely ready. Yeah, I am. Just one more. Okay.
That's what we did. We were like, I want to ask him. I'm looking at the boxes. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, an internship. And I'm going. I'm like, what? Me too. And then we're like, okay, stop, stop, stop. Like,
All good.
did you see? Can see the camera now, right?
Yeah.
What did I tell you? He came in. He was like, tube. Oh yeah. And then he switched. It was the wrong. It had the wrong camera. I told him how
Yeah.
no matter how many buttons I press, you were gonna come in here, and in 5 seconds, you were gonna press one button, and it was gonna be yourself. Whoa.
Oh, is that what that is? I was wondering what it was. Oh man.
You're moving yourself, or you're doing partial?
Nice.
Oh, dude, you're
You the
brave.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Dunzo. Who is that? Youngling Flight? What? What's poppin'? Rio? What's good, man? How y'all doing out there? We are live. Gift, man. Trying to see who's out there. Who all we got on here? All right, so we got Gonzo, Jewel Junkie, Wind Down Wednesdays. What's in your glass? Well, y'all can't see it, but I got Bucky's. And it's full of water because Warpath, what's poppin', Papa Gift? What's going on with you, Warpath, man? You must be playing your video games or something. Huh. You online right now. Alright, y'all, look, we gonna transition. Y'all got the ads, y'all know who we represent and who's out there. Y'all support those small businesses. We have a great show tonight. But before we get into the show, man, y'all know we usually have the quote of the day. There's some weird quotes today, too. Some really weird quotes. So this one says, it's from Eve Arnold. It says, what do you hang on the walls of your mind? I don't know if that's a quote or a question. It makes you think, though. What do you hang on the walls of your mind? I guess that's saying, like, what are you feeding yourself? Like, what are you entertaining on a daily? Everything. You know how they say we see we get so many ads, and people are always our the commercial industry have put so much money into advertising to where they know how to get you to think about and to purchase certain things with colors and with music and with placement, right? And so we are hanging those things on our minds. So what do you hang on the walls of your mind? Eve Arnold, if I am misinterpreting your quote question, hey man, forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. That's what I got out of it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that quote. And the other two was really weird, so we ain't even gonna go into those. So, anyways, Rio, coolin' Big Brody for show. Gunzo. So where you TDY at, man? And it's so weird to hear TDY from a civilian. That is weird. But hey, do your thing, brother. What's poppin'? Look, so we're gonna go on and get right into it. We got two awesome guests, my brother and sister, by way of my sister, platoon sergeant. Y'all know what an AIT platoon sergeant is. We replaced them drill sergeants when they said they couldn't handle it, and then they replaced us again. Promised us the little funky badge and didn't even give it to us. But I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm not. It was a rewarding venture, but this is where I met my guest tonight, and I had the pleasure of meeting my brother through her. And man, they're gonna give us some information. They're gonna talk to us. We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna travel down memory lane and learn some stuff because these guys have some awesome stories to tell and some leadership lessons. It's called Relief Work in the Civilian World. I'm in Laredo again. Okay, Laredo, man, you better stay. Don't go across that border. All great vibes. Yes, Jewel Junkie. 2 awesome guests. Absolutely. Yes, the Jewel Junkie says 2 awesome guests. Here we go. Let me see. Hey, tell me. What's going on, Greg and Michelle Aguilar?
Hello, world. How's everybody
You are live.
All right.
How y'all doing, man?
We're doing good. Doing good.
Look, we can finally chat because offline we just going over all of the stuff, and I'm like, hold up, wait. No, we can't talk about that, right? All right.
Yeah, we gotta save something.
We had to say something for like the cameraman. Oh, Lady L, what's going on, Mama? How you doing? Hi there. What a treat. So we're gonna dive right in, man. So, Greg, Michelle, I told them your names, but who are you? Where you're from? And what do you guys do? Start with you, Michelle.
I was gonna pick the rock, scissors.
No, start with you.
Let me move to the far corner of the screen.
No, don't move nowhere.
You know what's funny? I just posted something today about when people ask me where am I from. Like for some Hispanics, that's hard because you're like where was I born or where was I raised or where have I been? Anyway, so Michelle Aguilar has said, as you just said, I was born in Costa Rica, raised in Panama, and then when I came to the United States, I'm from Miami, Florida. And what do? I am in the Army. Soon to retire, though. 12 months out.
Yes. All right, Greg.
Come on, boo.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Greg Aguilar. Very simple answer. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Antonio.
Yes, I got to go home for AIT.
What?
I was lucky. After basic, I really went home to AIT.
Crazy.
So, yeah. And currently, I say recently, like it just happened, but in 2019, I retired from the Army after 20 years and some months and days and hours. And currently, right now, I work at Dominion Energy here in Virginia as a senior information security analyst in the cyber compliance department. So yeah, fun times.
Yeah, man. I did not know you were from San Antonio, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was lucky. When I was in AIT, I got to go in my car and just go and hang out with friends. I was pretty popular because to have a car in AIT, you were the man. You didn't have to take a taxi, so I was popular. So I had a roster of people that wanted to hang out. So it was fun times.
That's
not
crazy.
too fun though.
Not too fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you got be careful. You got the boss.
Almost went down the hole there.
Yeah. The boss is sitting right there. Look, as she used to do. That person's right.
Oh, you remember that? Okay.
Like I can't see you pointing at me like this. Like
okay. I was like, it was him. Like, I'm right here and I can see you.
That's so crazy, man. So look, you guys were dual military, man. So that is that's an interesting feat in itself. Being military and just that lifestyle is rough. You guys did it as a couple, man. How was that for you guys?
Challenging, and I think that what I tell most people when we talk about this is that you two can be going at it like in an intense manner, and you know how the Army is that we have some jobs that are a little more like intense than others. So for example, the year that I was with the years right that I was with you, he was an instructor.
Right.
While I was doing, so that was very challenging, right? And because we were in Tennessee, we were very fortunate. His family was from there, so that actually helped us a lot. Helped a lot.
Yeah.
But a lot of jobs, I think, a lot of like duty stations where we went to, that's what it took. It took that conversation, like, so who's on, not who's on top, but who's the one, you know what I mean? Who's the one that's gonna, and then when he reached, like, and then we just got out of command, right? That was, it was insane, and I mean. The boo kind of really he held it down. He held the fort down so I could do my thing. But it's hard. It's challenging, and but we're very, very proud of the things we've done. Yeah.
I think additionally, the challenge too is, having kids and knowing what time daycare on post opens and closes.
Yes.
That was pretty rough too. And, for them to set really early times when daycare is not even open, then I guess that's when they say, well, that's why you get that extra pay for, so you can, so we've always, we've always, yeah.
I'm still waiting.
That's why you get the extra BAH, so that way
right.
So it's it was a challenge. Those kind of situations were thankfully rare, but they did occur where, we both had to be in at like 4:30. Daycare doesn't open till 5:30, so it's kind of like, what do? We just always managed to. Thankfully, again, we were in San Antonio, had family around to help out with that.
You submit that memo to the commander so they can open earlier for you, and then you're like, how do I feel about putting my little baby in this building where the lights are still, I don't know how many times I dropped off the girls and they were still turning on the lights.
Oh, wow.
Oh gosh, I hate this.
That's so crazy, man. And then so you guys have a interesting, on top of being dual military, and what's up, nephew Tay? Did I say it right? Nephew Tay? Mike Gonzo Tejas, Jewel Junkie says, San Antonio, Texas, miss y'all, the beautiful babies. Yes.
Miss you too.
I know. See, I was telling you about her. I remember her. So, she's awesome.
She's awesome. She rocks.
The babies were really babies when last time we saw you guys in person. I mean, I know they're like super big right now, right?
Oh yeah, they talk back and everything.
Out of control.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But look, all right, so Rio says that's mad dope. Yeah. Like, subscribe, and invite people. Just that plug. And Mike Gonzo, question to both. Do one of y'all's careers has to take a back seat when it came to holding positions? I'm assuming it was hard to thrive in your careers and trying to get ahead, or was it easy for y'all to get positions to advance? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So yes, like I was saying, like one had to take the back seat for the other, right? The one that was more intense. And again, sometimes that was hard because like you're doing military, so you should understand exactly what you're into and what the responsibilities and the requirements of that position are. And yet, it's hard. And we had a conversation where I'm like, babe, I don't have to explain to you why I'm coming home so late. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, and at the same time, everything we've done has been because of the support that we've had for each other. And even though it's hard, and even though sometimes you're like, oh my God, I can't do this by myself. Where are you? It's like 8:00 at night. We've always supported each other, and we've always like, we wanted the other one to be more successful than the other one, and yet we keep following each other. What did you do? You did this? Okay, let me do, like, everything he did. I was like one step behind. Okay, oh, he did that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yes. I think about the only thing I got, 1 degree I got above him, and he was like, hold on, really? Oh, but that's good because we're like we motivate each other like that. We're
absolutely. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you guys something that Lady L said, that's awesome. Jill Junkie is laughing out loud, laughing her butt off.
I miss her.
Look, one of the things that you guys, Greg, I don't even know if you remember, but you kind of pushed me into the Green to Gold program when you was going through it.
No, I remember, yeah.
You remember? I had that conversation with you. And then, look, Michelle, you were saying it, but right when he went in, you came and did the right behind him. And I was going to say that it was like you opened the door and then you was like, oh, no, you're not going to leave me back on this side. I'm coming through. I'm coming through the door, too. But, yeah, it didn't work out for me because good old drawdown. But I did get accepted into the program. I don't know if I told you that. I got accepted. I got my letters. I was going to UTSA with my for the RTC, and my school was Wayland Baptist. Everything approved. And then the drawdown, they sent me another message. They asked, you didn't get your orders yet, did you? And I'm like, no. I have not received them orders. That's what I'm waiting for. And it's like, unfortunately, if you haven't received your orders already, we can no longer accept waivers due to the drawdown.
Oh
However,
man,
yeah, yeah,
No, I
yeah.
didn't know that could happen.
That must have been like a dagger.
I still have that
Oh,
letter
man.
from that general. Like, I
Oh
look at it
man,
every now and then, like, But,
yeah,
you know, when you guys know, you know, Michelle as a whiskey and Greg as an instructor there. While we were there, the medical services that we were getting provided, they were kind of geared towards getting them trainees out of their face, right?
right.
So when I went into to get my physical for the green to gold, the guy, I'm literally laying on this table, on that metal table. He's bending me and all this stuff. I got tears coming down my eyes. I'm hurting. I'm crying. I'm in so much pain. And he just gets done and he walks away. And I'm laying on the thing. I have to look on the side like this. I'm like, that's it? That's it? He's like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, I'm good. He's like, yeah, just pick your paperwork up at the front. I'm like, he didn't check me. He did not check me out. I'm definitely not good. I'm definitely not fit for this right now. I mean, just it was one of those bad days when my back was just done. And when they told me that, you know, try again next year, I was like, if I'm too old right now, what do you think I'm gonna be next year? So
Yeah.
I didn't put it back in. I'm like, it's whatever. But yeah, so you guys, you know, y'all really motivated and pumped me up. And
That's good to
it's
hear.
one of those things that, you know, to see a couple that they utilize listen to what I'm saying, people. Utilize competition to push each other, not to try to hold each other down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys, y'all had a healthy competitive relationship where it's like I remember you guys both been in school. I remember you guys, you know, Greg, when you was talking about Green to Gold, you was sharing it with all of us. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Going over there to the officer side?
Yeah.
But, you know, y'all both did it. So tell me, what was one of the hardest things for that when you guys did that transition?
What about, you want me to go on? I think the hardest for me was just getting into a different mindset of looking at how missions are run.
Yeah.
And I even had, you know, because eventually through the program, you go to what's called LDAC, which I don't even know what it's called now. It's called something else, but it used to be at Fort Lewis. I think it's at Fort Knox.
It's at Fort
But
Knox.
I had even my evaluator tell me, like, you need to stop thinking like a senior NCO because you're getting too caught up in the execution of things. You're getting too wound up about what soldiers are doing. You need to step back and look at things from a higher level. And I was thankful for that because I needed that kind of feedback, you know, because I think it's people that take the time to like actually provide you useful information as opposed to just kind of staying quiet and marking it and letting you know at the end of a quarter or counseling to let you know all these things.
Yeah.
But I took that to heart. So that for me was probably the hardest part, was to switch from worrying about execution so much and kind of step back and look at the bigger picture of planning and making sure resources and those type of things are in place where, you know, the officer is supposed to be, you know, responsible for. So to answer the question, yeah, that was probably the hardest part for me, was just doing that transition as far as thinking.
Okay. What was yours, Michelle?
Well, for one, the humble pie, right? Because you work so hard to become a sergeant first class, and then you finally accomplish. In my case, like finally accomplished it, and then I think it was like a year, and then I made the program. And then you go back to zero, and you go back to people looking at you like, I don't care, like don't even talk about it. You don't care. I'm like, I used to be a platoon sergeant. Like, yeah, nothing. Okay, LT,
Yeah.
and then LT, right? And then you got like, and I'm like, oh, and then the difference with us too is that I'm following his, because initially when he did Green to Go, I was just like you. I was like, get away from me with that. Never will be an officer. Not for me. No thanks. But then I saw him go through it, and then just like him, I was very interested in. I want to be in the room when the decisions are made, and not just the one getting the end of just executing. And then you know how, you know, a lot of things are about culture, and I felt like a lot of times as NCOs, when you ask why too much, when you ask the purpose, when you want to know, hey, I want to know why we're doing this, I want to know what's the reason, I want to know what's the end state. People kind of look at you like, why are you being so complicated? Like just do it. And so I felt like, okay, so then I'm gonna go to the side where I get to plan it, I get to think about it, and then I get to explain it so that folks like me understand why they're doing something.
Right.
But the difference between our transitions is that he was able to land medical, right? So he went from medic to meadow. I went from medical, putting all my eggs in the basket for that, and then they're like, nope, transportation. I like, oh my god, like they bring you to the table, they tell you this, and I was like, I held everything I could, walked to my car, and just broke down and cried.
No.
Called him, called my dad. I was like, I don't even know how to get around. Like, I have to ask Greg how to get. Like,
Can you use Google Maps? No.
I will tell you that as a lieutenant, I got my platoon loss just twice. So
Yeah.
And it was dark. But no, I was like, I don't know anything about this and logistics. Like, I mean, and I wish I would have ended up. So for me, it was just not just adjusting, but reinventing myself completely into another role. And I would have preferred not to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. So let me ask you guys, what are some of the pros and cons of your military adventure thus far? You know, whether it was on the green side, the gold side, you know, what are some of the pros and cons that you guys have experienced?
I think the pro for me is just the ability to kind of just, and I guess I'll answer just in the military in general, just being a pro and con is just the ability to meet different people and work with different people from different backgrounds, different upbringing, and different work ethics, if you will. Just learning that and being exposed to that. I joined when I was 19 years old, so to literally spend those 20 years from 19 up to 40, that's a huge part of someone's life. And another pro, and I can definitely say it's a pro now that I work on the civilian side, is just, you hear it about all the time and you kind of take it for granted while you're in the military, but just the way military people interact with each other, especially on a good team, that closeness of knowing, kind of just being able to joke around and just kind of the camaraderie, that's very rare on the civilian side. Unless you're like in a place like the police department, fire department, or somewhere that kind of that creates that environment of closeness. But you really won't see too much of that on the civilian workplace, at least in my experience. And then a con, I'll just name one con, probably is
time away from me.
Yeah, time away from Michelle. Yeah, definitely. So that's two. That's one. And then the second one. You like what I did there?
Yeah, yeah. Smart man.
And probably the second one is just time away from family. Just the commitment it takes, because it is a sacrifice. You again, you hear these words while you're in, and then I guess those words really don't resonate with me until I get out and I kind of like look back at life and like, man, I was fortunate to be there for a lot of things, but there were still a lot of things that I missed. And I sacrificed that time. And I think when you talk about sacrificing, that's what you're sacrificing, is your time. And hopefully, the bigger sacrifice would be our lives. But I think up front, what we're sacrificing is our time. And that's, I would say, is a con.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
What you say, Michelle?
No, yeah, I agree. Like the relationship. I mean, look at us. How long has it been that we don't talk?
Oh my God.
More than 10 years.
It's been a long time, man.
It's been a while, right? And look, I got the plaque. Remember the plaque you gave me is hanging right over there. Yeah. And it says, you know what you put in there? You put, don't go and Hulk out on people. And I was like, I know that was good for them.
I said, don't put what? Don't put what?
Don't go Hulk out on anyone. I know that was him. Yeah. Look.
Hey, my soldiers hear about you all the time. I just don't tell them the real name. I just say Taz.
Well, I have changed. I'm a different person now.
That is great to hear. That's the only thing I was worried about, you switching over to officer. God. Honestly, look, I was like, she gonna kill somebody. She gonna have them in there. She's gonna be like, go get my chair and put your hand, your neck right here, right there. Now choke yourself.
I never said that.
No, I said that's what I thought you was gonna do. That's the only
That's what
thing
you
I
were
was
gonna
worried
evolve
about.
to.
That was
Yeah.
a little out of control.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh,
guys.
do you remember, Michelle? Do you remember?
Okay, let's not change this.
No. This is look. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is one story that the soldiers have heard. You came and got me, and you were like, "Senior, come here right now. I need you to take care of this." And I'm just like, "Oh my God, what is going on?" And she,
Who's on fire?
yeah, midgets on fire. I still use that, by the way.
Oh, midgets on fire. That's
Yeah,
nice to say.
yeah. I don't even know if that's right. If we can even say that.
I don't,
know,
I don't
right?
use it anymore because I question it as well.
Yeah. I should probably not be using that. My EO radar just went off. I'm like,
Yeah, there you go.
oh my God, I've been saying it. But anyways, look, the analogy is very spot on though. If you seen that picture painted, you know something's wrong, right? So, but you started it. It came from you. And so she comes up, she's frantic, she's upset, she's like, "You gotta come right now." And I'm like, all right. So I jump up and I'm following her, and we get outside, and she's like, "This one right here." And this is big corn-fed guy. And I'm like, okay, what happened? And she's like, "No, get him. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? And so I'm like, "Hey, soldier, what's wrong? What's your problem? What's going on?" And then he tells me his sob story, and then she like looks at me, looks at him, and she storms off. And so now I'm listening to this soldier's sob story. I don't remember what it was, but then later on, she's like, "I called you out there. I needed you to get him, to dust him off. And you did not back me up." And I was like, "Oh, you got to tell me before I get out there that I'm just supposed to go and detonate this fool." I didn't know. But he really had a problem. So I was like, okay, let me help him out. She was just trying to kill him right on the spot. We do that every now and then.
Oh my God. He must have disrespect. He must have been one of those that disrespects the little girls.
Yeah.
And I must have needed the backup, the senior backup.
I felt like you needed the backup, but he was a big old boy. He was bigger than Chuck.
Yeah.
Look, I had to make sure that I was ready to go to war on this thing.
Yeah. You got to get that distance, that punching distance.
I'm like,
because he has like not high blood pressure, and things were happening all the time that were like huge deals, and we would be like, "Senior, and he's like, "What? Like, calm down. Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to get fired over this?"
You're the cool air and the heat. There you go.
Look, I had to be, because I had her on one side, Latavia on the other side, and then I had Chuck, who swore his name is what he think his name is. I ain't saying it. I would never say it. I put it on a plaque, and that's as far as I'm gonna go.
Why not? That's his real name.
That's not his
Why
real
not?
name.
He said it was on his birth certificate.
Yeah,
Didn't he?
he never showed us the birth certificate.
And me and my sister believed it. We believed it for a long time until he told us, like, "You guys know that's not true, right?" And we're like, "No." I thought it was true.
Yeah, right. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you this, Greg. There was many days that I had to fight Michelle because
I believe it.
She thought she was WWF and she want to save Chuck's butt, and he's a big boy too, and he can't handle himself. He has to have the ladies come and help him. So now I'm fighting this big old dude from Mississippi and these two little midgets. Can I say that? Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
You have to be like less than 4 feet, and I'm 5 feet. So.
Okay, you're right on the border.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, I'm fighting 3 people because they want to say this dude who say his name is Big Dude. Yeah.
Okay, so what he's trying to tell you is that he was a bully, and then me and my sister will intervene and will like stop him. Like he was picking on him all the time.
Oh, story's developing.
Look,
okay.
The man
you
was
just
an
heard that
angel.
I was the cool in the midst of the heat.
Yeah.
So
like it's the only time he would get upset, it was with him. This wonderful man, always doing wonderful things, and I never understood it. I still don't.
He does have the power to do that. He can draw out the anger in you. And then it doesn't help when she's over there to myself, calm down. That makes you even madder. I'm like, yo, can you please stop with that? And you stop. Leave me alone, please. So
see, and that's exactly what I was just talking about. Like see how we're talking, people would think that all we did was joke around.
Hey,
it's the Jewel Junkie.
How's it going?
Doing well. So good to see you guys.
It's good seeing you too.
You
Yeah.
But I had to show them who's boss.
Wow.
That was you man, you look good. You look exactly the same.
So do
Man.
you. Yes.
You stay preserved. You don't age.
I know. But look at this old man over here.
That's that pearl cream. It's the Chinese pearl cream.
Yeah.
Why is my EO radar is going off again?
Oh shoot. Go.
Anyways, look, so yeah, we're gonna have that conversation with the whole group. But Greg, we fought. Good thing that she had combative skills, because she was. Yeah.
I wish. Let me tell you something. I do jiu-jitsu now, so I wish you would.
But you remember, I was doing that already.
He was really good. He would do tournaments and everything.
Oh,
I do.
nice.
I remember you.
Now I understand the back pain.
Now you understand how much of a bully he is.
No,
so he had the skills, and then he would still pick on us that didn't know better. Now you know the truth.
You were an instructor, weren't you?
Yeah.
Weren't you an instructor? You too, Michelle. No, Michelle, weren't you an instructor?
Oh, but that was after you beat me up. Times, like.
Whatever. Okay, we're gonna move. We got stuck in a rabbit hole. Okay.
No, but look, I was gonna tell you this. Like, you see this, like, you would think that we didn't do anything at work, but this was our work every day, and we work from like 4 a.m. to like 8 o'clock at night. And those relationships, and then here we are, like over a decade later, we're still talking to each other.
Yep.
That's what the Army does for you, and that's what you'll never find anywhere else, because we go through so much that you can't reciprocate it anywhere else.
Absolutely. And all jokes aside, that was one of the, how you say I had my best unit. I tell the soldiers that my favorite unit is my unit that I'm in, right? But I will say that I think I had some of the closest. I mean, like you said, we were there before the sun came up, and we were there after the sun went down. I remember us coming back from our 2 weeks out at Bullis with them soldiers, and them having me on duty, and I'm like, well, this is great. Again.
Nice.
My first son, I thought you told them we get back today. Not, they put me on duty. And it's just one of those things where it's like, we were short platoon sergeants, drill sergeants. We were short with our numbers, because people would get twisted, be like, oh, you were just platoon sergeant. No, we were drills. We were doing the same job without the hat, the badge, and all this stuff. While they had the maximum effective range, we did have the luxury of sneaking up on people, though. Because they don't see your brown round coming. However, it was rough. And I appreciate every last one of you guys who I had. I mean, maybe not so much adventurous, your battle buddy that you had who didn't turn in the flights when I sent you for EF&B. Remember that?
No.
You did all of the paperwork and everything. You went off for EF&B, and you came back, and none of your platoon's information.
Yeah.
So
moving on.
Yeah.
That was you came in, you brought some stuff to me a couple times, but this time you were so upset you were about to cry, and I was like, yo, what's up? She was like, I did all of it. Literally, you handed him the packet all he had to do is turn it in at the time frame. Right? And this fool did not. And what did he do? He storms out of the room. I need help. And runs out, gets in his car. We had 2 hours before the building 1 closed down to get those flights for the National Guard and Reserve soldiers.
Oh yeah.
We had to run over there, make calls to get them that packet that you did 3 or 4 weeks before. That was yes.
Wow.
So everybody else. And then come to find out he handed his social media information out to the soldiers at graduation.
I always tell that story. Because I'm like, I just can't. And then he was fighting to be my supervisor. Like, he wanted to raid me. And I was like, over my dead body.
Yeah.
If that ever happens, I swear.
No.
Wow.
It was, I think we lost so many people, but I think we were still one of the tightest groups.
Yeah, we were.
There are arguments out there from Delta and Echo Company, but I think we were still one of the tightest groups, man. We held it down. We were leading the way in a lot of stuff, and it was because of our group, man. I say Chuck made it very adventurous every day, right? Every day. Old Fat Daddy.
Don't you ever. Don't you ever. Well, if you remember, I came from another company, right? I came from Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
And precisely the reason why I came from Charlie is because it was such a toxic environment.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
Sarah
yeah.
Major was like, okay, move to Foxtrot, because my sister was pregnant, so she got removed from the program, and then that opening came in for me. So I got to see first, and I came in kind of like, here we go, like, and like these guys were like, no man, welcome arms, come on in, and so that was, for me, that in itself was an experience to go from one extreme to the other extreme, where we were like, I mean, I don't remember I was doing a lot of things like on the weekends because we were so beat up, right? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have any time to ourselves. We were so tired. But the few times that we did, like, it was great. I also have this memory of our time together as one of the best ones in my career.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense now that you said that, because when you first came to us, you were like, and I'm like, hey, welcome to the unit. You was like,
It's like, you're not gonna punk me like these other. Hey,
yeah.
what's
I was
up?
like, man,
Yeah.
what's up with the crazy one over there, man? Don't. And then I see you over there with the 5-hour energies, and look, Greg, she would have a 5-hour energy and be like, just crazy, right? And then like 5 minutes later, she'll be like,
Oh, I believe it. It's like a switch. It's
I'm like,
this-
how?
Yeah.
You just took the 5-hour energy. And you just,
It's exactly 5 hours.
It's like, Michelle, you
This
got to
still
get up,
happens
man.
to me.
You can't be out like this, man. We got a movement.
I
All right.
have some kind of form of epilepsy, you know that still happens to me to this day.
Really?
Yeah, man. You know how many times I fell asleep driving home too? Oof.
Oh, how many?
The Lord is good.
Yes, absolutely, for sure.
Mhm.
It's crazy because I've had that, and I actually made that complaint. It was like, well, you shouldn't be doing whatever. I'm like, if our hours have us, what do you mean I shouldn't be? So I should just say no?
Yeah.
Can I do that? Can I just say no? Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do that without getting penalized. You see, MJ, is that possible? Now, I'm so thankful that you know, you guys. I knew that you were in this system too. I thought you were a platoon sergeant, Greg, but I didn't know that you were a instructor. And y'all's
Yeah.
hours were just as crazy. So, man, you guys to both be doing that at the same time and still holding down the family, man. Bravo, man. You guys.
Yeah, thank you.
That's so awesome. It was rough for me, and my wife was, you know, she was working at Delta, but, you know, I could be like, you know,
Hmm.
you just gotta call in.
Yeah, the wiggle room. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, with us, it's like no. No.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not telling my command. It's been too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your turn to say that you're gonna be late. Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah, right. All right. So look, we already talked about how y'all know me. So we're gonna go into give me 3 things that, if it was possible, you can change in the world.
Ooh, in the
Hmm.
world.
I can name one right now.
Like
Together.
a superpower? Wait,
Three,
like a-
three between both of you.
Okay, so
Oh.
one for me, honestly, just the way times are. I wish people weren't so into political parties, and I wish people were just be able to not think so much like I'm a Democrat, so I have to think this way.
Yes.
I'm a Republican, so I have to think this way, and just hear each other out and hear both sides and have opinions and
Bro.
and just don't be so structured in your thinking because this is your political party. So
but
not
everything
not
else, like race, like so many other subjects fall into that category.
Yeah. So that would be one thing, is just to revamp that whole party stuff. I mean, it's probably an imaginary world, but I just don't like how people segregate their thinking into, because there's some things that I agree with on the Republican side. There's, you know, you can maybe say on middle road, whatever, but I think with social media and the news and all this stuff going on in the world, it creates people to get in their own little foxhole of thinking and just fire off at anybody that disagrees, as opposed to just hearing each other out.
You mean like you do?
No, not too much.
It's all like, I'm like, calm down. We're just talking about it. Like, I didn't know you were in the
Yeah,
case
I do
too.
get fired
Ooh.
up sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just because it just bothers me so much. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lady L said that's awesome. Rio says communication is the key. Feeding into each other. Yep. Gonzo
Yes.
says nice word, and that's I've been saying that for a while, bro. I believe that there should be It's supposed to be representation for the people by the people, right?
Yeah.
So why are we making? What's the difference between your political party and the gangs?
Right.
If you got on red and you got on blue, hey, you banging.
Yeah.
They like, if you ain't with me, you against me. How is that for the people? How is that representation?
Right.
How? That doesn't make sense to me. Why can't we have differences, and based on those differences, we're able to make things better, right?
Right.
So I 100% agree, man. When you running for office?
Oh no!
I'm vote for the
Come on, man! Open the door, man. I'll be right behind you. I'll vote for you, and then I'll seek a position, and then when you go out, I'll run.
Oh, there you go. That's the plan. What about for you? What do you got for the?
What would you change?
I mean, not to give the like obvious answer, but I would go with prejudice, racism, inequality, the things that we don't say out loud, but we feel it, we know it's there, the things that, the little like things that happen under the table that you're like, that was iffy, but you can't quite put your finger on it, so you can't like, say it out loud. But it's out there, man, and we all experience it, and I feel like when we're experiencing it, we know what's happening.
Right.
But again, you can't say it.
Yeah.
If we could just erase, I mean, look at what has happened to our country. Like we have taken 100 steps ahead and then 99 steps back.
Right.
And then we keep going back. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it blows your mind to see how far we come, and yet how, wow, like our mentality, man. Come on, like we're still there. We're still back there,
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, right? I think I don't want to say that we are affected more so by it, but I think that we feel it more because the military environment that we have. When we could say, I say my father go hard in the paint because I got brothers and sisters of many colors, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you guys are family. Gonzo is family. You know what I mean? It's like all of these people from all these places, if anything was to happen, people, white, black, brown, yellow, red, purple, whatever, would be like, hey, what do you need? Where you at? What happened? Right? Mm-hmm. Literally your brothers and sisters. This thing tell me I got 10 minutes. No, I don't.
I know.
What? Why is it? You know what? They must have caught on to me. They never used to give me a time limit. All right, we're gonna have to dial when it caught off. They're gonna have to dial back in real quick. All right.
It's that pay your bills.
I know, right?
Pay the light.
Anyways, I think that is good, man. And not just, I won't say racial, but also like just the all the isms, right? So not race, just racism, but sexism too. I was watching this video today about that cop who, the female cop who stood up, and I don't know what happened. I love cops. But when you see something that's like, okay, that was overboard, and you say something, people start attacking you like, you don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I do know that I saw, there's escalation of force. And if you could get this person under control, everything after that, emotionally, I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Right? But that's why you're the professional. That's why that's the difference between you and that criminal, is that you are a professional, right? Once you've done your job, you can go step away from the situation and breathe, scream, do whatever you gotta do. Be like, I wanna do whatever. Yeah. You can't take it out. And when he choked that other cop, that female cop, who bravo to her, man, she grabbed him by the belt and pulled him back. I don't think that a Leo would just do that out of, I'm just gonna randomly, whatever. He had to be going overboard, right? Mm-hmm. And they just put him on desk duty.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he literally choked another cop, a female cop, choked her, and then went back to yelling at her after he went over. So I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, sexism. Because if it had been somebody else had done it, would it be the same thing? Would you handle it the same way? He should be on at least a leave of absence or something. They should be investigating that, But anyways, I like that one. Y'all got one more for me?
Um, do you, baby?
I think probably just the pay for certain jobs like teachers, as you said, Leo, law enforcement, um, just those jobs that really like foster upbringing and I think even psychology,
Yeah, that's what I'm going through
all
right
those
now.
type of fields that I think their pay scale is way low.
EMTs, you know how hard an EMT works, even a paramedic,
Right.
and they don't like the pay, and you're like, and then there are other people. I mean, there's just other jobs that I just don't think they're that intensive, and they make them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the pay is not it's not equally spread around. You know,
That's because our
I need to learn how to
politicians are getting
sing. Is what I
paid.
need to do. Huh?
That's because our politicians are getting paid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, congressman. You know how much money they make, and then oh my
Do
gosh,
you know what
man,
their
like,
retirement looks like?
yeah,
Oh, I bet,
forever,
yeah.
and it's forever. Yeah,
And whatever mandates, they don't even have to worry about those because they don't do any of those.
You know what their medical don't look like the rest of the government's medical.
Oh no, they don't have to worry about the Affordable Care. No, none of that. They're like the old Roman Congress back in the days.
So can we really say that it's representation for the people by the people?
No, well, yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's not, because they don't look like me and you. They get
Yeah.
paid.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if they put them on a scale like let's say that, okay, you're a politician, we make them like GS 14, 15, right? They're not making what they're making as a congressperson forever. Cut their crap
Forever.
in half. Cut it in half. And why do you
Mhm.
get paid if you're not working?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just some of the things that bother me as a as a YouTuber,
Yeah.
as a podcaster, and as a soon-to-be retired soldier. That's just some of those things that mess
I
with
hear
my
you.
head.
Even the military. I mean, hello. I mean, we are. It takes a long time for you to like build up and build up and build up. And look at what happened to us. 3 years we were promised something that we were never given.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was just you know what I realized? It was the carrot. They hung that carrot in front of us to keep us from going crazy, because do you remember the Army Times? The Army Times was like, yo, this is legit. These guys are working. Now I know if you can walk from down the hill to up the hill and see the difference in the work, right? I know the instructors was like, yo, up here, they got us doing all their work.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we work in Whiskey Land. What are you talking about? They're like, no, we do all the work up here. And it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense why they're, they believe that. But what's the difference in between? So all you did was changed out the title of the people who were there, right?
Right.
It was the same stuff going on.
The responsibilities were all still the same.
Exactly. So the instructors were still doing all the work. Drill sergeants was letting them do it, but the drill sergeants was getting paid extra.
Yep.
Hey, Michelle, you gonna like this one? They got to eat in the defect for free.
now that, wow. Oh my goodness.
Greg, you know that story?
Oh yeah,
my God.
Malakas likes to say that story to me too.
He loves that story too.
Oh, Malakas be telling that story?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look, what is he talking about? Why I had to cancel everybody?
We don't let that go. I mean, I love this guy, but never. My funeral, talk to people, let them know. One of the only negative counselings I got in my career came from this guy right here.
Look,
He did warn me. I will be fair. The warning, you guys warned us like good 5 times or something. I was like, I'm not stopping. I'm not doing it.
I like,
Okay.
look, come here. Let me talk to you. I'm like, oh, she just don't like me from Charlie Company. I'm like, that could be true. Cause she don't look, Greg, she never reported anybody else.
Oh
but
wow,
Michelle.
I didn't know that.
But Michelle, she's the only person that she would report. And I'm like, they never said anything. It was the one old lady, and she would not say anything Chuck could go through. She would be like, hey, come on, go get you something to eat. And then Michelle would go and get her something to eat, and then she would report her.
Oh wow.
She was
Dang.
an evil. I would call her the evil witch.
Yeah.
And then, but then they would defend her like, come on, Michelle, she's an old lady. You're being a bully. And I'm like, you guys, she picks on me. Like, look at what I'm eating. So I'm like, all eggs. Like, this doesn't even taste good. But
It
I'm
wasn't
hungry.
good.
Like,
It wasn't good. It was Slagle.
Yeah.
It was Slagle defect. None of us should have been eating there, but she reported you, and I had to take care of it. I mean, I apologize.
Well, you cancel everybody, not just me. And then I felt bad because everybody would always be like, "Come on, Michelle, let's pay." You know, the seniors always saying, you know, first arms always telling us, and I'm like, "No, we're not paying for nothing. Okay, we're fighting for this. We're gonna be united." And they will be like,
Man,
"I mean, it didn't
starting a
take much."
revolution.
Yeah,
She
we'll
was doing a
start like the whole
revolution.
thing. And they will be like, "Okay." I mean, they didn't take much of my fighting. They'll be like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah.
But then when everything will go down, they'll be like, "We told Michelle we were gonna pay." I'm like, "Really,
Hey,
guys?"
they were like, "Senior, we're not gonna tell on anybody, but."
"Oh my goodness."
Hey, you know what was messed up about that, Michelle? It was Wilder's like first week, and I had to
Oh,
I had to
really?
counsel him too. Yeah,
Oh, my
he was
I
like,
can picture his face.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know, and I was like, look, you gotta watch out for that one.
Because you think I told him, he would be like, "You can eat here for free?" Yeah, of course. You know, you're gonna just come through. They know we're just we're platoon
Poor
sergeants.
Wilder,
We
yeah.
don't have to
Poor
have
Wilder,
it.
man. He was shook. He was shell shocked after that, man. He didn't know what to do. He was like, I don't even want to go in the
Yeah,
defect
like,
anymore.
what the hell did I get myself into?
This
I
girl
don't
is
think I'm hanging
crazy.
out with these people. Yeah.
But it
That's
was
so
good.
funny.
It was good times, man. You know, when you left us, it was you know, we definitely got more people, but the crew was definitely different. Yeah, absolutely. And then it was just like we just changed, and it was. Then I left too.
Oh, that's right. You came to brigade too, right?
Yeah, I was brigade and battalion. So I was out of battalion, but I was the brigade master driver.
That's right.
So I'll come up there and harass you every now and then when I'm getting my badge, man.
And you know that I come from like, yeah, the command I had was in Tradoc, so my guys were drill sergeants, and I would tell them all the time, like, they hate to be told, guys, you get paid more, but it's a reality that's out there. But I would tell them all the time stories about, especially when it came to team cohesion, and they were always like, "Okay, man, we heard the story like 50 times already." Like, I know you think it doesn't apply, but it still applies. Like, you guys have to get along. This is the only way you're gonna make it through. If you work together, it's the only way. This is not gonna feel like hell to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you were able to relate that to them though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the call is about to end. I wonder if they'll let me just
Extend somehow.
let me see. Nope, it's not. It's saying it's gonna end. All right, I'm gonna put on some I'm gonna put on my ads. Y'all still with me? Y'all stay right on in. Appreciate y'all just staying in and go grab some people, man. We're gonna finish this thing out strong. Okay? Return to the home screen. New meeting. And put these guys back on up. You know, they didn't used to kick me out like this, man. What's up with that? What is up with that? It's madness. How we doing? We still out there? Y'all with me, Gonzo? Test. Who we got in the building, man? Who's still with us? All right, share screen. Boom. I might have to just do a what's the name? There we go. Yeah, man. So my Google Meet is not like me. Man, and you know what's crazy? It's crazy because I'm not even at the time that I was at, man. They give me less and less time. I'm about to do some research on this thing. Oh, man. Shoot. Who we got out there? I see I got one viewer. Where's this thing at? My computer trying to do some funky stuff too, man. Let me see. Test, test, test.
Oh.
There we go. Look, I don't know what's going on, but it's all good. Look, I might have to switch over to Zoom, man. I know my wife uses Zoom for her some of her meetings with the Jewel Junkie. Shout out to the Jewel Junkie where they add style till you smile, $5 at a time.
I like that.
Yeah, man. Look, where it's no rules to the jewels, man. They make you look like $1 million without breaking the bank.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes,
Nice.
yes. Okay.
What about the cupcakes? Is she still?
Yeah,
I
man.
remember those cupcakes. Ooh.
Madam Cupcakes.
Is she still doing them?
We haven't in a while.
Best cupcakes ever.
Yeah.
But we plan on, that's coming back, man. It's just when we moved, it was just not. We didn't have the crew to test them.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a skill that she doesn't need to let it go to waste. Once in a while, she will spoil us and bring us. When I say we would devour that, like hungry kids that have never eaten, that was gone like within minutes.
What was yours? Was the strawberry shortcake?
Yes. Oh, so good. Yes.
Look, I wish I had a picture
remember that. You have a good memory.
Sometimes. But
Oh.
I'm a visual person, so if I had a camera, I wish I had a picture of your face when somebody ate the last one and you said don't eat it, and you looked like you was gonna kill them. You were like, "What?" I said, "It's like, oh no, we got more. Don't worry." And
Those cupcakes are worth fighting for. I would fight anybody.
She got mad at me for bringing y'all those cupcakes one time because not because I brought them, but because those cupcakes had been there for like overnight. And she was like, "No, you can't. They got to be fresh." And I'm like, "You just made them." She was like, "No, they got to be fresh. They can't sit." And I was like, "Well, I didn't tell them that they weren't fresh, and they loved them."
Let her know, like they will eat this if it was a week old. Like you don't understand. Like, you don't know what they eat. Don't worry about it.
That was crazy, right? So it's Simpson already said that he's gonna be the official tester when we start back up.
Oh, nice.
Me too, dude. If you're coming to Georgia, you're gonna be mighty well, not that close, but close enough. We're in Virginia,
right?
Yeah.
Well, so segue. You retired, Greg, but you're preparing to retire too, Michelle.
Yeah. This year.
You excited?
Yeah. I'm scared. You remember what I was telling you very briefly? It's just you have to go out and reinvent. And in my case, I can't go back to the medical because that's not really what I want to do. I can't go back to logistics. That's not really what I want to do. So then I'm gonna go to. I have my degree is in counseling. So now I'm gonna go counseling. But you need so many requirements to license yourself so you're actually like marketable that. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna take years for me to get established.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm not like super old, but I don't know.
What do you want to counsel? You want to do like school, university?
Like I literally want to go for my PhD,
Nice.
to do like to be a psychologist or to just have my doctorate in psychology. So I've been looking at that too, like going back to school, and trying to go that route. But I'm just like right now. I think that people tell you a lot when you're transitioning, when you're ready to go out. Like pick what you want to do and make sure that like LinkedIn profiles, right? Like make sure that you know what you want to do because if you don't tell people what you want to do, then they're gonna be confused. And I'm always like, but you don't know what you want to do sometimes. I mean, give me a break, right? Somebody that spent a span of 24 years like you, like now we go into the world and it's like what I was telling you, right? Now I really want to do something that I wake up every morning completely ecstatic. Heck
Right.
yeah, this is what I'm going to do today. I get to choose everything. I get to choose the hours. I get to choose if I'm going to be there away from my family or not. I get to choose, everything. Do we move? Do we not move? And that takes, I don't know. I saw him invent and reinvent himself a couple times, and I was like, babe, just make up your mind. No, you can't be a pilot, okay? Like, no, you're not gonna be a doctor, so please stop. And honestly, all this hard time I gave my boo, and now that's how I feel. I'm like, if you offer me to be a clown at a party, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can make people laugh. Who knows? I'm so
Yeah.
confused. Don't you
Yeah.
feel that way, or how do you?
Absolutely. So, Greg, I followed you, man. When you got out and you started doing your show,
Yeah.
I was listening to you. I was like, okay, yeah, man, this is good. This is awesome. So I didn't know you to be a big talker. So when I seen you
Yeah.
on there doing it, I was like, oh wow, man, he got his own show and everything. Which you need to start back up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
man. Get back on it, man. Get back on it, bro. Do it. Because I was searching through to look because I got off of LinkedIn for a while. I set it up. I don't even know why I set it up, but when I set it up and I found you, I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. But then when I went back on it, I went to go look and see if you had more videos on there, and I was like, what the heck?
I delete. So yeah, I got rid of my LinkedIn. I was so long story short. Once I announced that I got a new job at Dominion Energy, and I started getting all these weird messages from like scary looking people like messaging me. So I felt like because my industry is very prone to being hacked, especially if you're dealing with the power grid.
Right.
Well, I got a little freaked out, and then I was like, you know what? I'll deactivate it. But there wasn't an option for deactivation, at least when I did it, which was I don't know how long ago. So I ended up deleting it, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then just recently, I just put it back up. So
okay. Well, look, they have so many different platforms now for you to still do what you were doing, and then you could just you can post it on whatever platform you want. So like this Twitch deal, and then YouTube have their own, so that you could you could broadcast from wherever.
I was going through a Podbean.
Okay.
And you can live through there, and it's a free account. And then once your followers and your platform starts building up, then you can upgrade to their paid service. But for initially start, it was all free, and that's where my main feed came out of, was through Podbean. Okay. And then I just yeah,
man, get back on that thing. But so for me, I feel exactly like you were saying, Michelle. I have I want to do so. My master's degree is in sports management. My bachelor's was in leadership and management, and I'm debating on my doctorate, right? So I'm like, I love coaching. My whole thing was my not end like the end of like I'm when I die. But one of my bucket list deals is to open up a fight house with a dance studio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So, a dance studio?
Yeah, because I like to teach Latin dance and salsa, bachata, merengue sometimes, but not so much.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I'll teach the fighters, and then I'll teach the dancers, and then so the fighters will come over and dance, or they'll just be our bodyguards.
The lovers and fighters.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like that.
That is so skillful. Like, do you want to fight or dance? No, seriously,
we can dance fights.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, step up into the streets, Latin.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lady L says, oh yeah. So yeah, man. So it's like I don't really know what I want to do, but I enjoy, the when I'm teaching, fighters, when you see the shoulders come back and the confidence that it builds in people, it just changes people when they're doing it for the right reason. That discipline that people always say is good for someone to take martial arts. I think I Lady L says I love to dance as well. I know, Mama, I get it from you. Yeah, Lady L, that's my mama. Shout out to Mama Gifford, man.
That's awesome.
I appreciate you being on, Mama.
That's awesome.
I love it. So yeah, and then so I just got let me tell you. So backing up, internship. So you working towards your internship?
So Yes, and what I've I guess established so far is an internship with JROTC with a JROTC for the high school.
Okay.
To do it, in the last 170 days, my last. So it should start around July, but I haven't done my paperwork yet for retirement. So this one gets on me like, you're doing all this stuff for what happens here, and none of that's gonna happen if this doesn't happen. And I'm like, I don't know why my brain is so backwards right now. I guess because I don't know. I think like I'm gonna put the paperwork together. It's gonna get approved. Like everybody already knows that this is what I want to do. But he's like, no, babe, you're not doing anything if this doesn't get approved.
Right.
So I know I'm doing it backwards, and I know I gotta get myself together. So I know. Don't do that. You did that to me. So you did that to me so many times. I know. I hate that. Stop.
Look. I'm gonna tell you. One of the biggest things that we do as leaders is we don't take care of ourselves like we're supposed to. We take care of everybody else. Look, if you were talking to one of your soldiers, your subordinates, you would be telling them to get their stuff together, stop dragging your feet, right? Go do it. Because what's going to happen is, just like Greg said, if for whatever reason Russia decides to do something stupid, you're transportation, right?
Well, logistics now.
Logistics.
I'm going. Yeah.
So they could fence you in and stop loss you, and then that's madness that we don't need to be having. The other thing is we don't fully take advantage of the programs that we have. So we have these transition assistance programs that, you're still in the seat, we'll let you go, whatever. No, it is documented that we supposed to be at 24 months out, you're supposed to start your process, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
No.
Right? We don't.
No.
At 12 months, Army says that you are supposed to be doing your transition assistance. So if the unit don't have their people in place, it's not, but it's, okay, me and my family's first, and then I'll come in and help where I can, right?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, the Army is a machine.
Yeah.
If anything happens to either of us, guess what they're going to do? They're going to plug and play somebody else in there. They're going to keep on going. They'll say, hey, this was a great person, but I need y'all to get this mission done and blah, blah, blah. So get it done. Do your paperwork. Turn it in. Do your internship paperwork, because I'm going to tell you, I'm supposed to start my internship on the 1st. That's next week.
Oh, wow.
You're lying.
No.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm working with a nonprofit organization called Augusta Dream Center.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Augusta Dream Center. Look, Lady L out there at the Augusta Dream Center. Shout out to those. And Miss Kelly, man. So they're anytime I'm back home in Augusta at my mom's house, I end up volunteering out there with those guys. They basically go out to the, I would say, underprivileged areas, and they provide medical, they provide food, they provide clothes. They do all of these things, man. And it's awesome because it's in my field. It falls into so my school is Liberty University, and so my bachelor's degree is Christian Leadership and Management. And so one of the things that we work in is doing stuff like that. So it really falls into my degree field. And then they just started they worked on their sports program, and so they're like,
nice.
Your master's degree is in sports management. I was like, yeah, sports management. They was like, shut up.
Wow, man,
so
that lined up nice.
Yeah, so it's really awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, QD Boss says, yes, combatives created confidence in me. And Mom says, we are a dancing family. QD Boss says, Boeing is a good logistics, or Lockheed and Martin is good for logistics. Oh yeah. That is good. But I don't think Michelle's trying to do logistics.
You know why? You know why, Marta? Because I like people. I don't like things. And I think I've met a lot of logisticians that are like, how do you not love it? Like they're really into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't understand. Like I come from a medical. I like helping. I need purpose, and I need to walk away. What's it called? Rewarded by something that I did that I felt it had value.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to put down logisticians. I think they're brilliant, but I didn't find any value in transporting this from this place to that place. Or, I mean, it's a bit rewarding when you put things together, you plan them, and you see them executing. But no, I need something like that you're telling me right now. That is kudos to you, man. That sounds like you're gonna go home every day, like wow, wow, and you're gonna change somebody's life. You're gonna do something that's gonna impact people, man. That's what I need. I need something like that.
Yeah, especially you being a combat medic, man. Hey, Greg, what was your MOS when you were on the enlisted side?
I was a medic. I was a 68 whiskey.
You were a combat medic too?
That's how he met me. I said, "Show me your boo boo," and then after that, he was done.
Yeah, she kept stalking me. And,
boy, bye.
Do we need to drop a pin and go down memory lane?
Or when I joined, it was 91 Bravo.
Oh, you were a 91. Oh, yeah. I was a 91 too. Okay.
Yeah, I went to 98 to 99 at Fort Sam.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Where were you? You was a 91 or 68? Michelle?
Oh no, 68.
You came in 68?
Yeah.
Hey, whiskey's a medic, a combat medic. But you know they changed it from combat medic to healthcare specialist now, right?
Oh, it went back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like,
it's less intimidating. It's more PR friendly.
Hey, you know it's good though, because no, it's not good. I'm gonna tell you this. Remember when we was up at the Starships, Michelle, and we were inside of the building next to Echo Company, and before they transitioned when all of the identifiers still had to go to whiskey first. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
So if you wanted to be a nurse, you had to be a whiskey
first.
Whiskey, was it Charlie Mike 6?
Nurse is Charlie, yeah.
It's Mike 6,
Mike
right?
6, that's right.
So the Mike 6s, they would come there and they would be like, yeah, you know, and they would have those times where we had the downtime and I'm talking to them by the volleyball area in the pits, and I had a bunch of those guys who would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna be in the hospital. I'm like, you do realize that you're a combat medic. They said, no, they just said I was going to be in the hospital. I may be in the children's ward. You know, I may help with.
I really sold them up good.
Yeah,
they confuse people, and I was like, look, you could be. However, this base, Fort Sam, is called home of the combat medic.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, combat medic. You are a combat medic. I'm sorry. Yeah. You are the second largest MOS. We are the largest training battalion in the Army. You will see combat. I can guarantee you that as a combat medic. And you could see like that.
you gave him the red pill.
Yeah, I opened up. They would be like, oh my God, somebody unhook me right now, plug it back in. No, it was so bad, and I felt bad afterwards, but I can't live that life for you. No. Yeah. No. All right, y'all tell me one of the most memorable experiences that you've had in your military careers.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say life, and then you would have said.
No, that's in your military career.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, other than that one, honestly, it was one that kind of sticks out, and away from combat, and it was probably one of the first achievements I had. I was an E5 at the time. We were NTC, and I got rewarded Hero of the Battlefield, and I was just like, wow. And it was we were going through with Op 4. Some background. I was in a cab unit, so I was in my little 113 that tries to keep up with Bradleys and tanks, which is a horrible job of doing. But the platoon I was supporting, they're hit, and I was able to maneuver. I looked on the map and I noticed the terrain, and so I used the terrain to maneuver around to the different tanks, and I dismounted and treated them, and was able to take some patients in the 113, and then I drove around to another. My comms was out on my radio, so I used one of the comms on the Bradley because I found one of the CBCs from the driver, so I went on there. I called into the aid station and let them know I was coming. Dismounted, ran to the vehicle, told my driver, So it was just that act. And at the time, I was just like, "Hey, I'm playing this real. Like,
Right, right.
I'm in the real mindset of doing this." And I guess the OC was following me the whole time, saw the whole thing. And by the time I got to the aid station, dropped my ramp, unloaded the patients, and just did all the documentation, and they were out of my hands per se, properly to the next echelon of care. The OC was like, came over, was like, that's probably like the most proficient, awesome medical care that I've seen, and I've been an OC for like, I think he said like a year and a half or 2 years. So I was like, cool. I mean, thank you. But then, yeah, that escalated to being rewarded hero of the battlefield. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That is good, bro. That's
Yeah.
good. You don't have people who take it serious like that all the time. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like just I've always I know you hear the saying, you train as you fight, right? So that's kind of what I took it. I want to put my mind in that state of mind, that stress. So when it does happen, it almost feels like training. So
right, exactly. Train responses, right? We create train responses.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle, what you got?
I mean, for me, I think I would say, I mean, I don't know about most memorable, but definitely one of the ones that I take that resonated with me the most after I'm done with this will be the command. So I just got out of command last year in November. I did it for a year. When I started, I had already like said, look, I think I'm only going to do this for a year, because as soon as I'm done with command, I'm going to have a year out. And yet you're still kind of looked at like, really? So you're not committed to like 15
wow.
to 18, 18 to 15, 18 or 24 months like everybody else. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I've come a long way to achieve this, and I want to, like, Greg was more like, once he made captain, well, he had a couple, HRC and also Loveliness. Greg kind of made captain, like, he got bumped down about 6
That's
months.
another story.
And yeah, he made it later than he was supposed to. So he left the army a bit bitter.
Yeah. But you
Like,
made it though, right?
Yeah. Long story short on that real quick, the Army was tracking me still as a Sergeant First Class. Even though my pay in DFAS, I was getting paid, lieutenant, prior enlisted pay, OE1 pay. So I thought we're cool, everything's smooth. But then when it came time for to get looked at for captain, I wasn't on the list. So I had to submit paperwork. I had to get requests for records change, which doesn't happen overnight. It was a year process. And by that time I was already like, it was like yelling in a glass room. Like no one heard me. I talked to my chain of command. I talked to HRC, and they just, man, it was horrible.
Dang,
So
bro,
that experience alone kind of propelled me to just want to get out. Like just,
Yeah. So when his leadership was very good to him. It's just that cases like this are very few in between. So most people are like, oh, I don't know, good luck, and that doesn't help. So he was like, no, I don't want command. All I want to do is fix this, and then I'm ready to retire.
Yeah.
Whereas me, and he would tell me like, babe, I see what commanders go through. I don't think I want to go through that on my last stretch. And I was more like, no, I want to do that. I want to experience. Like, what was the point of me climbing this hill if I don't make it all the way? Like, I must do this. Like, I have to do this. And dude, it burned me out. It almost killed me. Like, it was just,
Really?
it's just, well, for one, it was trade duck. So a lot of folks want to say that trade duck is not as a line. It's not. And I do come from that from in JVLM, but I'm still working the hours. I was still, it's just like our hours. I was I was at work at 5 a.m. and I didn't come home, and I didn't leave until everyone else left. So I was coming home at 8, 9 o'clock at night every single day. You get tired of just being tired. You're tired all the time. On the weekends, these folks want to do things, the girls want to do things, and I'm like, if I could just sleep, if I could just nap, if I could just have a moment where I don't have to think about anything else but the TV show or whatever. And I couldn't even have that because on the weekends you're getting the phone calls and you're still, you're making decisions. And then I got what I wanted, right? But when you're a commander, when you're a first sergeant, you're not looking. I mean, you're looking at each other for the support, but there's no one else to blame for the There's no one else to blame for the mistakes. It's you. You take complete ownership of every mistake that was made in your organization.
Right.
And for every success, you look at subordinates and you say it was them. They did it. Thank you. That's a burden. I think anyone, any leader, right? Any leader, and not just, you don't have to be a commander at first time. Any leader understands what I'm saying. Like it's a huge burden. And when you care, like I just care about my folks. And I know you're like that, Marty, too, because you were like that with us. When you truly care, you don't care about the 9 to 5 job. You don't care. I never care if the slides were good. Did I give this brief okay? Is my boss super happy with me? And those are the things that make you successful, right? What I care about is my door open, even though I'm saturated with things to do today?
Yeah.
Is my door open so that if someone needs me, they know they can come? And my drill sergeants will say that all the time, like, ma'am, we know you were stressed out of your mind, but you were always there for us. No matter what we needed from you, we were, you would stop what you were doing to be there for us. But all those things come with for a price. And then fighting for them constantly. You better believe I fought for them to eat for free at the VFAC too. It was like, please stop. I don't know where you're from, but you need to stop. So yeah, man, that was. But I got what I want. And then you have to understand, I'm not quitting and I'm not stopping. And no matter how much this is putting us through as a family, also, I'm not gonna stop because I asked for this. So that's the most memorable thing. If you ask for something, if you want to do something, it's a goal. So you want to accomplish it. You're not gonna quit. You're gonna stick it through. You're gonna do what you said you were gonna do all the way to the end. And then you're gonna learn your lessons, good, bad, ugly. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna carry. And I don't think I was perfect by any means, but I gave a darn about my people, and that's the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I would tell them. You don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the fastest, you don't have to be the best one that walks in the room.
Yeah.
But if you care about people, but jobs like that, there's not time for that. We say that, care about the people first. But honestly, no, there's no time. What they need is production. Do you have the slides? Are you ready for the brief? Are you ready for this? Are you? And then when you're like, no, man, I was in my office talking to my drill sergeant who just told me he's going through a divorce because he's never home.
Yep.
And that was first for me.
Exactly.
And I'm getting it told sometimes, like, maybe you need to think about what's a priority. That's my priority.
That is a priority, exactly.
So I guess that makes me sucky, but you know what I'm saying? But I left, and my folks, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in contact with them for years. Like, we're gonna be in contact. And the job is over. And the moment I rolled out, guess what happened? Somebody else came in my place, so now there's a new captain, and life goes on. And
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man. It's so awesome to hear you say that, because it's I never got, I never moved up. I've held the positions 2 levels higher. I told you guys I got accepted into the Green to Gold program, but that didn't work out. But I made it. I didn't get to go. I was the first sergeant. I sat in for Sergeant Major plenty of times, and I had Sergeant Major come into the office and put his head in his hand like this right here, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you anymore. I thought for sure you would be at the top of the list, and I'm like, you coming in here, and I had to stop doing what I was doing. I'm like, are you okay? Because I'm thinking, you're sitting inside of there. Soldiers come into use your open door policy all the time. I had a nice little couch where they can come sit down.
Right? Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can I talk to you real quick? Yeah, man, come in, sit down. Sit down. I mean, I will always be like, okay, because you're doing stuff, right? You like you said, I know you're busy, but can you talk?
Yeah, and they keep walking, and you're like,
yeah.
Okay.
So like, I would be like, okay, is this one of those things where I need to stop working on this because I got these slides, dude? I got all these different things. I got to do this movement roster. I got all these different things, right? And then sometimes they'll say, it's serious, or they'll be like, oh no. And for him to come in and then sit down in the chair and like he just had no answers, that meant more to me than him trying to tell me, oh, you see, the trends report says the trend, you didn't have this. I'm like, well, okay, so my first look, y'all said I moved up too fast. My first bullet on my first look said I saved the commander's life. Save a commander's life. You would think that would have put me over, right? No, it didn't. So it's like, what are you looking for? So it's a combination of, for everybody who gets the chance to watch this, you do chase these things. Like Michelle was saying, you put yourself in a position to be successful, and I believe that I was successful. I had great leaders that I worked with, that worked with me, that surpassed me, and they went on to do great things. And I like to believe that I had some effect on some of those leaders, right? I believe that most of the people, like I got a soldier who hit me up last week, and he said, "Hey, just real quick, I just want to say thank you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he sent me a picture, and he got picked up for Master Sergeant, and I'm like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" "No, dude, it was you." And it's like, as a leader, you don't think about all those things that you were doing to set that person up for success. You're just like, you're doing what you believe needs to be done to take care of them, because we love people, right? It's not about, like you said, it's not about the paperwork. I was blessed to have a commander, like you said, the relationship. I was blessed to have a commander who would do my paperwork for me, because when that door would be open and he would walk by and see a soldier sitting on that desk, he would tiptoe by and he would be like, "I'm gonna do the meeting, Top. You handle that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, don't leave me. Because it would be like an hour, 2 hours, and I was sitting there, and sometimes you'll circle around and you think you coming towards the end, a solution, we resolve this thing, and they will go right back and spiral out of control. It's like, don't do that. Don't go back to the beginning. So it's really awesome that you said that, because it's like, it's something that people need to hear. We're not always the positions that we said we want don't always work out the way we would like for them to. Yeah. When they sent me to Whiskey Land, there was 3 or 4 people who had they were basically like, "I don't know, no, why would you do that?" Because I'm a Romeo, I'm not a Whiskey. And the guy told us straight up, I can't remember his name, but he came and told us, he said, "Hey, look, the platoon sergeant manager said to identify some people who should come to Whiskey Land." And they took it as a punishment. I was like, yes. Yes, my plan is working perfect. And so, I get down there and I love it. I enjoyed it. It was soldiering. They transferred, they asked me if I still wanted to do drill sergeant. I said yes. And then this AIT platoon sergeant thing pops up on my I'm like, "What's this?" They was like, "Oh, that's what the new drill sergeants." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. AIT platoon sergeant." But yeah, anyways, rabbit hole. All right, y'all. I can go down the rabbit holes.
No, me too.
Look, we coming to the end. Y'all, give me a leadership lesson that has stuck with you throughout the years, or that you learned.
I think for me, a good leadership lesson is to allow people to be what I would describe as being psychologically safe in their team, being able to allow, regardless of what their rank is, or mainly what their rank is, prohibit someone from speaking up and coming up with ideas, to foster an environment where, again, everyone feels psychologically safe to say something. Because I feel sometimes like, when it comes to planning, or we have, huddles, people are scared to speak up. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I've been in that situation too, where I won't say what I want to say, and then someone will say it, and I'm like, "Damn it, I should have said that."
Right.
Say, or something happens that I was like, "Man, I knew this was going to happen. I should have said something, because this is what happened last time." So I think as a leader, it's very important that you pull people into the conversation. Don't just be a person that likes to hear themselves talk and look important and feed into your ego.
Nice.
Let the ego go, and don't be scared to let other people lead the way as far as what's a better idea or a better route for planning.
Absolutely. I agree.
You're so wise, anyway. To caveat on what he's saying, I think you have to define, like we were saying before, what is success to you, and what are the things throughout your whatever career, you know, and not just military, but whatever career you have, that you value, that you consider an important quality of your character, that you're not willing to compromise for any situation, or for any, you know, any kind of recognition. And like for me, one of those is authenticity. Like it's very important for me to be authentic, to not, like, I'm not gonna fake it, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I've learned through hard walls to be a little, have a little more, to be, you can have candor, but you have to have, what's it called?
Tact.
Huh?
Tact.
Tact. Yeah. What is
Yeah,
that?
seriously, what is that word?
Yeah. So you know better than anyone. I've learned my. You know, you should have thought like she became an officer. Ooh, let me
No,
see
I
how
just
that
said, I
goes.
just prayed for you. I said, don't
See?
kill. Just as long as she don't kill anybody, she'll figure the rest out.
You know, I've grown, I mellowed out, and I realized how. Matter of fact, you know what? I thought about you a couple times because I was the one talking to my sergeants on plenty of occasions, like, why are you cussing? Why are you yelling? Why are you talking like that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Let me have that poor soldier. Let me talk to them and understand them and talk about all their deepest hopes and dreams. And they're looking at me like, man, you don't understand. I'm like, no, you don't understand it. I understand more than anyone. You don't even know. You don't know where I'm from. No, I'm just kidding. You don't even know, but I'm telling you because that's part of growing, right?
Yeah.
That's there's no effectiveness in that. When you're yelling like that and you're screaming, you think you're tough. There's nothing in there, and you know what? Both of you are gonna walk away from the situation. Nobody learned it.
Right.
The truth is, the army changed. I mean, the truth is, we're not the same. We're not the same we were 20 years ago when we went through basic training. I'm just saying there were some things that were acceptable and they worked. I'm just telling you, in my opinion, you know, we can have that conversation 1,000 times, but a lot of folks like to say like, oh no, we're moving with the generations. Things like, you know, we move away from no shark attacks, definitely absolutely no cussing, right? Which is unprofessional to begin with. But I'm just saying, some of us went through it and we
Right.
survived it.
Right.
Obviously, you can put your hands on some, but things are very right now. Like these days, is very like these guys feel very restricted sometimes. And I tell them, if you're doing the right thing, you shouldn't walk around like that. But we went through it, and I told them about our experience. I mean, we went through a period where they told the instructors, you don't even raise your voice at them.
I
Any kind
remember
of
that.
issues you have, go
Report.
talk to the platoon sergeant.
Yep.
And I had the instructors come pull me, like, you said I pull you? Come here, Sergeant Aguilar. And I'll get there. I'm like, what's going on? Smoke them. I'm like, why? What's happening?
Yeah.
And
I
I'm like, I'm
remember
not gonna
that.
come in here and be the bad guy for you. Like, you're an NCO just like me. I'm not doing this.
Right.
Just because, yeah, you will have to do that. You will have to go get
No,
the platoon sergeant.
No, I remember that. I forgot the sergeant major's name.
Was it
but-
Jamie Johnson?
No.
No. It was wasn't it Montes or was it the
No.
brigade?
I remember they put us in an
was
auditorium,
brigade.
and then there was a bunch of subjects being talked about, but then they brought up that subject like, yeah, instructors are not going to do any correctional training. That's not what your role. You're not a leader. That's what they said. So you can't do stuff like that. It was
Yeah, but
something ridiculous, and I was just like, okay, well, when they go out and they go to the training, like, because I worked at the soldier medic training site, the field training, and we had a lot that just refused to train. Like, nope, don't want to do this. And we're like, really? You're a freaking medic and you don't want to go lift this? Nope. So it's kind of like, normally we'd be able to, like, you know, handle it from there per se.
Right.
Then now we're like, okay, who's your platoon sergeant? And now we got to pull an instructor off the lane to go get the platoon. It was just, yeah, it was.
didn't you have a soldier that ran into a pole because she didn't?
Oh yeah, we had one that she was a holdover. Because, you know, they put the holdovers in the field to do the miscellaneous tasks.
Right.
And I don't know what happened. She yelled at I was a senior instructor at the time. She yelled at one of my instructors, and the other instructors said, "See, that's why you're in trouble. You get in trouble as much as you do is because you're very disrespectful." As soon as he said that, she like looked at him, gave him a crazy look, looked at one of the poles on the training side. Like, I'm looking at this like live happening. She looks at him, looks at the pole, looks at him again, looks at the pole, takes like 2 steps back, runs, and just bam, like pole knocked herself out. And all you heard was bing, like the metal, like, because there's a metal column.
Yeah.
Bing, like echo through the whole like the training area, and she just knocks her. She falls on the ground, big old gash, bleeding, and like everyone was just like frozen for like a good second or two. And then all my instructors like jumped down and like started trying to treat her, and then they called an ambulance, and oh man, that was crazy.
That is crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
that's an example of when keeping it real goes wrong. That she was
Yeah,
keeping it
very
way
true
too
out there,
real.
yeah.
I'm not saying do that.
Hey, she got out of training. That's what she wanted to do.
That's what she wanted.
Objective, yet met.
Wow.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So give me three great leaders that you guys have in your book, in your lives. So it don't have to be military, it could be civilian, it could be, mom, dad, whoever.
I'll name one for me. Definitely my dad. Unfortunately, he passed away about 5 months ago.
Oh, sorry to hear
But
that.
yeah, thank you. But just looking at, just reflecting on his life and just everything that he's gone through. He was, I didn't know it at the time, but he was also a combat medic in Vietnam. So when I joined the Army, because he hardly ever talked about Vietnam, and I told him like, hey, I'm going to be a combat medic. And he was like, that's what I was. And I was like, what? Really? I didn't even know that. So I was like, wow, it's in the blood.
Yeah.
No,
awesome.
just everything that he went through. He just his dedication to family, just towards me and my brother, and just the way he was and how he handled things. And looking back at that, I realized, a lot of who I am came from that. Because I think, as children, our first exposure to leadership comes from our parents.
Exactly.
So for me, to answer the question, it would be my dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I guess I'll follow suit. I'll talk about my mom. I think my mom, we came into this country and my mom has done nothing but like fight. My mom has always been a fighter. She's fought ever since. She's been a big. My mom is like one of those few people that can, I don't know, like knock sense into me very quickly. Like when I'm sitting, like no, my mom will like quickly do that. And I remember I was actually gonna quit the Army after going to basic training because of a long story, and I got recycled in basic training. And long story short, the drill sergeant ended up getting suspended because he put his hands on me, but then he lied about it. He said it was me like going crazy or something. And I told my mom, like, I'm quitting, I'm not doing this. She's like, no, you're not. Like, you're not gonna quit anything. Like, my mom never let me. My driver's license, I took the test and I failed.
She still needs to take
Okay,
it.
first I took the test and I failed because that guy
Retake
didn't
it.
know what he was doing. He wasn't even looking at me. He was looking at his clipboard. And then
supposed to watch
I took it again and I failed again. And let me tell you, again, the dude, right? Not me, the dude. And then I told my mom, like, Mom, this place here is very hard. Like, everybody's saying how this place is hard. Like, the instructors are harder. Let's go to this other place in Hialeah. We were in Miami. They say over there, like, they give it out like nothing. So let's just take the test over there. And she's like, no, you're going to do it. And the place, like, that's her mentality. Like, you're not going to go the easy way. You're not going to stop. You're not going to quit. And that's just something that we're working very hard. Like we were talking about our girls, we work very hard to, like our girls do jiu-jitsu, and very recently, one of them was like, I don't know, Mom, because now there's some boys in the class, and then they got the belt is more advanced than our older one daughter. She's 12, and she's like, maybe I need to do something else. Or like, so you're thinking about quitting because things just got challenging for you because you've been used to beating up the smaller kids, and now somebody else giving you a run for your money. Now you're like, maybe I should go to dance or something.
Yeah.
But like, look, if you don't want to do this, we're never gonna be the parents that make you do things just because we're living through you. If you don't want to do it, we support you 100%. We've tried just about everything with the girls. But you're not gonna quit because things got rough. Like that's something that's what you're not gonna do. So yeah, I really thank my mom for kind of teaching that, instilling that in me. And when I'm like, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore, she's the one to be like, there is nothing that I've ever seen you like not finish. Like you finish things, so don't, so she's yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's both of you guys. Yeah, that's so good. I love it. All right, give me a quote that you guys live by.
I got two good ones.
Actually, I got one. Hold on. and I wanted the reason why I want to make sure I say it right. But this one's by Vince Lombardi, and I actually wanted to get. They sell the little stickers that go on the wall.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted to put it like in the gym area or somewhere because I like the quote so much.
Okay.
But it's a quote by Vince Lombardi. It's perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we catch excellence. So I really like that because I think a lot of times in life and work that we're trying for this perfectness that's never going to exist. There's always going to be a human error. There's always going to be a ball dropped. But and a lot of people will have an attitude like, well, why am I going to even try? Because it's just going to be messed up like it always is. And I think having that mentality, it's a downward spiral. So I think when you're pursuing something, yes, you are trying for perfection, but guess what? You're never going to get it. But in the meantime, in the process of doing that, you're gonna catch excellence. So I really like that. I like that mindset.
I've heard that before, and I never really thought about it, but yes, that is a really good quote. And shout out to Green Bay, man. My next door neighbors.
I bet they felt the sting, huh?
Oh yeah. They felt it. I was hoping that it may be up here. Maybe I can go to a game, but no. You know how cold it is up here right now?
Oh God, I imagine.
No, it is. It's bitter. It's very bitter.
It's tundra for a reason. Yeah.
They call it the Windy City for a reason, and it's bad here. It's worse over there in Green Bay area. So,
oh man,
I ain't going to no game at this time of the year.
No.
Sorry, your turn, Michelle. What's your quote?
Yeah, I got two good ones, and I literally live by these. I love.
Okay.
One is by Maya Angelou. It's I learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yes.
I love that because it's so true, right? It's part of everything we've talked about. And the other one is it's a little longer. It's by Roosevelt. Do you know who Brene Brown is?
Who is it?
Brene Brown. Really? Oh man, she's really good. She talks about what she studies is vulnerability, and she talks about all of that with leadership. How again, because we're always trying to be like, I'm all together, I'm awesome, I'm perfect. You are not vulnerable. You don't say honestly, guys, I don't know how to do this. Can we come up with a plan together? Or what, guys, I'm not very good at that. Or we're just vulnerable. I've cried in front of my soldiers before because I'm sentimental about something, and that's oh my God, the most terrible thing to do because women do that. And no, it's because I'm crying because somebody just told me that that somebody died or whatever, and I'm feeling that with them, and I'm never embarrassed for that.
Right.
Damn, I cried on my chain of command, and I was like, come on, keep it together. But it was my feeling it was hurting me to leave, So anyway, so she's a guru of that. So she always talks about this quote, but it's by Theodore Roosevelt. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives violently, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end a triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that this place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I know that was super long, but I love that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Man, it's always they always showing it to the man in the arena.
The man in the arena.
Quote.
And basically what she made a book about this. It's called Daring Greatly. Check it out one day. It's really good.
Daring Greatly?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And she mainly, this quote talks about people that criticize you, right? People, the ones that will always tell you, oh, well, you didn't do this. Oh, is that all you did? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you were not in the arena with me, you know what I mean? If your foot was not in the ground with me, then I don't think that I value your opinion as much as someone that was next to me while I was going. You know what I mean?
Shoulder to shoulder, man. Yes, absolutely. Those people who I remember when we would have the drill sergeants would come in and they would be like, platoon sergeant, whatever. And I'm like, I'm like, yo, maybe up the hill they ain't working. I don't know. I can't speak for them. However, down here, oh, we get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We get it in. And then when I was in SLC, it was me and you remember was it Shamika Tillis?
Yeah.
She was one in my class, and we had a drill sergeant who happened to be in my field. And so at that time, it was me and Tillis because we whiskey, like we whiskey land, we holding it down. And now all like, long distance, I'm like, hey, vet services, all right, drill. I see you, drill. Good stuff. I'm giving a shout out. And then this joker got out there on the on one of the events and just like spazzed out. Now that competitive nature that we have kicked in, and I was like, wow, big drill sergeant, you scared, you this, you that, but y'all talk so much about us platoon sergeants who just smoked this thing, and we had to take you off and then finish it for you. But it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, when you have someone who's walked in your shoes, shoulder to shoulder, it's like, I know, that the instructors, it made me so mad when they pulled the instructors off the podium and put them as squad leaders. I'm like,
I remember that.
I'm like, why? You're not taking us out of the company area and putting us on the podium. So why are you doing the opposite? You just told them that they can't smoke soldiers. Oh, I take that back. You can't correct soldiers, right? You can't correct the soldier. You can't address them. You can't adjust anything. But you want me to be a squad leader. How does that work? It's a double-edged sword. Either you're going to let me lead or you're not. It's one way or the other. And, it just, I really like that quote. So you said it's called, what was the book that she wrote?
Daring Greatly. That was
Greatly.
one of the many. She's written many, but yeah, in her TED talk on this, where she exposes herself with the vulnerability piece, it's like one of the most watched TED Talks. You watch TED Talks?
Sometimes, yeah.
We love TED Talks.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to know her. She's great. But Theodore Roosevelt is the one that made the quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to check her out, man.
She's awesome.
Oh yeah, you'll like her.
She's very good.
All right, Greg. So I need you to start back up. Let me know when you start back up, man, so I can go and plug you back in on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I need my leadership moments. I need my tips and all that good stuff, man.
It's definitely good to have a push like this. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I thought about you when the soldiers told me. I was like, well, I'll just hit Greg up and see if he can give me some tips.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold up, he ain't on here no more. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, man, do it, bro. We rise up together for real. This is iron sharpens iron. We got to look out for each other. So
Well, you're doing good things here. So
yeah, keep it up, man. This is really good.
Thank you. And so I would love to have the entire Foxtrot crew on.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Wouldn't that be nice to have everybody? Yeah. I promise I won't start a fight with Fat Dad. I mean, with Chucks. I won't start a fight. Hey, you know what, Michelle? I'm gonna tell you this. I listened to you guys, and you made me really think that I was bullying this fool at one point. I'm like, am I really bullying him? Now he is the fake. I call him. His other name is Fake Bully for a reason, because he starts to bully me, and then I beat him up, and then y'all say I'm the bully. So how does that work? I
just never saw it. I saw nothing. That man was loving, caring, wise. I mean,
he's a great actor. He's a great actor.
Hey, he should be in politics.
He should be, right? But it's that guy. That guy, I would say, was probably the anchor, because all the hard he did, he made it so much fun. I will never say another nice thing about this guy.
No, it's true, but that's what I'm telling you. Like, when you already have that cohesion, if you're in a toxic and you have someone like that, they will stand out in a bad way. They will be like, you're annoying and we don't need you here. You're not here to you're not here to win it and to succeed, so get out of here. We're not here for your names. But we had such a good environment that I mean, anyone would have fit in an environment, I think, unless you were trying to be dirty. Then I think you would have been outcasted, because we would be like, that's not what we're about here.
We didn't like that. I mean, we were good, and so that's why I want to get, like, I mean, as many of the crew together as possible. You know, we have like 3 different versions of the crew, so we have we got the old crew, we got the mid crew, and then we got the new crew. And I don't know if everybody want to be on together, but I'm gonna try. And man, when you start your show back up, Greg, even before, we can get on, just talk about some other topics, stuff like that. That'd be great.
I like that. Yeah.
Because transition is just one of those things, man.
Yeah.
I believe that soldiers need to know what we did and how we did it so that they can do it better.
Yeah.
And Michelle, you said it. We got wall-to-wall counseling. When I came in, it was wall-to-wall counseling.
Mhm.
I remember the drill sergeants beat us up.
I remember them shoving us, like literally, like with their shoulder and freaking.
With her head, I was like, your breath stinks. Oh my gosh.
They beat us up. I remember distinctively watching a soldier get monkey stumped. I was like, oh. When I was in PLDC, I remember them taking soldiers to the wood line. They was like, oh, really? Meet me around the corner. The jugger come back crying like. If they ever invite me to the wood line, I'm gonna decline that invite.
Oh my goodness.
No, thank you, Sergeant. I'll stay right here in formation. No. Meet me in the wood line, specialist. No, Sergeant. You're gonna write this counseling up today, because I ain't going to the wood line. You are not about to beat me up in the corner, and I know your buddies are around there waiting. That's what they did. Yeah. They would take you around there, and their buddies would jump you. But all my books are packed up. So for my master's degree for sports management, it was one of the books, one of the classes was talking about leading future soldiers, not soldiers. I said soldiers, leading the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about how and we're gonna close it out. They talked about how as a leader, you have to think about yourself as a master salesman, right? Not like a salesman, but like a sailor. A sailor has to be able to navigate and guide that boat. But we're talking about somebody that's sailing on one of those wind boats, right? So they have to be able to gather the wind and utilize that thing to propel them to where they're trying to go, right? And they said that those soldiers and their differences and everything is the wind.
I like that.
So instead of us saying, hey, the wind is not going the way I need it to, we have to be that master sailor and adjust our sails so that we can utilize and propel those soldiers in the direction we need them to go, utilizing the skills and the abilities that they already have. We have to show them that this is the target. Now, with your skills, knowledge, and ability, and my old schoolness, we're going to sharpen you up and let you replace me. I'm not going to try to change who you are. I'm going to teach you the old, but everything is changing. Everything is changing. If we try to tell them not to be themselves, then we doing them a disservice, because they're going to be the reasons that this thing is continue to be successful. So that was awesome. And when you said that, it reminded me of that book that I love. I love it. It's called like IY Generation. IY Generation. Yeah, it's crazy.
Gotta check that one out.
Yeah. So
I mean, they think differently. They look at things differently. I mean, I agree that you can't go about it the way it worked for us, because we were raised differently. You know what I mean? Like, our girls talk about how, like, we tell our girls how we used to walk to school and things like that, and they're like, "Why do I get picked up?"
If we were waiting next to someone, like, we'd end up talking to them, and we wouldn't stand next to each other.
In a phone.
On their phone.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We're hanging out. Y'all are sitting next to each other on your phone.
Yeah.
That's hanging out, I guess.
Yeah.
It is. And it's one of those things. We just have to guide them and help them be not lose that sociability.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because that's the biggest concern for me, is that that they lose that ability to function in society. But if we can give them that piece and then mentor the other stuff, man, I believe that we'll remain the greatest force on earth, on this side of heaven,
and learn from them, because they got also so much, like, I don't know how many times they show me things, man, this is how you do it. I'm like, wow, Thank you.
Hey,
Oh,
Michelle,
never.
you know
Yeah.
that Wilder used to be he used to be my go-to. He would come in there and school me up right when all the new updates come in. Wilder come in there with the phone. All right, senior.
Oh, yeah.
All right, senior, pull your phone out.
That is funny.
And you know, he was an old soul-ish, you know. But then I'm like, this dude is super young. How you move up so fast, dude?
Yeah, he was a fast tracker.
Yeah.
And you need to get him in here too. He's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna try to get him on with the group. So
Yeah.
all right, this is y'all's opportunity. I want to say before I give y'all the opportunity, thank you guys so much for taking time,
Yes.
answering the call. I really appreciate you guys. I had a lot of fun, you know, getting cut off in the middle of conversation,
Yeah, right.
keeping
you did.
ourselves from going too far into conversation so we don't have to double tap it. You know, it's like you guys, like you said, Michelle. It's like it was such a long time that we spoke, and then it's like we never hadn't spoke before.
Yeah.
I know it ain't proper English, but to let you guys know, if I had my brother on here, if you hear from him, like that's part of my family. We go ages without talking, and then when we sit down and talk, it's like we've never not
Yeah.
talked.
Yeah.
That's awesome when it happens. Yeah.
And then it's always like this too. It's like when we do get back together and start talking, we talk forever.
I know. I was thinking like he thinks that we're gonna run out of conversations. He forgets how much I can talk, and both of us together, oof.
Mm,
Yeah.
I didn't forget. All right, so y'all go ahead, y'all. This is y'all's opportunity to give y'all's plugs. You know, shout out to whoever you want to give a shout out to, and you know, close us out.
Well, first of all, thank you everybody for tuning in to the show. This is a great experience. I'm glad that we are here with you, and hey, you're definitely inspiring me with what you're doing right now. So
Awesome.
shout out to everybody that has a dream and is working towards it. Don't give up. Just know that your time in the military, if you're in the military watching, that your time's going to eventually come to an end, unfortunately, like all great things, but there's going to be a new chapter for new beginnings and new things, and that's something to look forward to and not something to be afraid of. Yep.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, and I'll say the same thing, Marta. Like I told you, I commend you for what you're doing. What you're doing is great. You know, the people that follow you, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, like they say, if I walk into a room full of 50 people and I only got one person to truly listen to what I said or to you know, to impact them in some way, that's good. I reached somebody.
Right.
And I think, you know, like that should be, I guess, the force that propels you to continue doing this, because I feel like sometimes what makes things hard, like I have this silly dream. I tell them all the time that I'm going to write a book, and I'm like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write, because I've always liked writing, and I have a lot of, I think, stories. But then I tell him like, but I have to get another degree, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, because right now, who would want to hear from me? Like, who am I, right? And I think that's bad criticism to myself. So someone like you, like what will make someone be like, I'm not doing that, is thinking like, who will want to listen to me? And I think like for you, everyone that knows you, they will be like, no, this dude is legit. This guy, this is a very good person. It's a very good guy, great leader. And you were my boss. This is my boss right here, boss man. Who counts on me? Wow.
I was forced. Look,
No, yeah, I know you're lying. You couldn't wait. You're like, I didn't mean to.
I got her. Finally. No, I was not.
Man. Thank you for having us over. This was great. I mean, it makes us feel like we should have done this a long time ago, right? We should have kept
Absolutely.
in touch more. But yeah, like you said, we're family, and we're here anytime, anything you need. Good luck to you on your transition. Let's keep in
Yes.
touch. And
Hit me up if you need anything.
Absolutely, I will. All right, y'all. I'm going to, if y'all could tell me if y'all know what this song is. Everybody out there that's still watching with us, hey man, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for sitting down while I'm talking to my bro and my sis, the Aguilars, soon to be double retired.
Oh yes. Thankfully.
yeah.
And they will definitely be back on the show. And Greg, man, shout out. You know, I know you ain't got it back up, but you want to give a plug for your podcast?
Yeah, so it's gonna eventually come back up. The name of the podcast is Revive Thinking. I'm gonna get it back up on Apple and hopefully Spotify and all the other major platforms. So stay tuned for that, and you'll probably hear it first here on this show as the initial announcement.
Yes. I will definitely be broadcasting and telling everybody to tune in, the times, the dates, everything. I might just run some of their stuff on one of my shows.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey man, hey, we gotta stick. My brother always say we all we got. So I believe that.
Yep.
I believe that. We take care of each other. So I love you guys. Shout out to y'all and y'all BJJ life. I'm jealous. I haven't been able to get on the mat in a while, but soon, very soon, I'll be back on the mat. Hopefully, I'll get my own gym one day, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes,
I would love to see that.
Yeah, man. So y'all have a good evening. Enjoy dinner, and y'all tell me what this song is, cause that is the show.
Love you, buddy. Take care.
I love you too.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.